This is a story of China on the fast track. In just 16 short years, the length of China's high-speed railway network has grown from 0 to 46,000 kilometers. The 8x8 rail network is gradually linking together China's major economic circles. It has strongly supported national economic development and made travel much more comfortable and convenient. In the Pearl River Delta, China's most economically developed and dynamic region, this blueprint is also becoming a reality. Guangdong Province is China's southern gateway. The vast Pearl River system and a mainland coastline of over 4,000 kilometers trace out a long, winding coastal corridor, making this region a window to the world and one of China's most economically developed areas. Today, the Guangdong-Hong Kong-Macau Greater Bay Area is bringing Guangdong to the forefront of the global economy. Yet hidden challenges remain unseen beneath this prosperity. Guangdong's terrain is long and narrow, stretching east to west. Centered on Guangzhou, Guangdong extends eastward and westward, giving it the longest coastline of any province in China. But its 800-kilometer east-west span also makes land transport a major challenge. How to move people and goods quickly and efficiently across such a vast area has become a defining challenge for everyone. In 2019, a construction team of more than 10,000 workers advanced into easternmost Guangdong. They had 4 years to complete a high-standard railway from Meizhou to Longchuan, placing Meizhou in easternmost Guangdong Province within the Greater Bay Area's 1.5-hour economic circle.
We feel very anxious.
The surrounding rock is unstable.
The day and night shifts work around the clock.
It's all weathered soil. It's all grade 5 surrounding rock.
We've all stayed here for 3 years, all connected.
All girders up.
Successfully connected.
Successfully connected.
In July, the Meilong Railway was undergoing intensive testing and commissioning, preparing to welcome its first passengers. This is a comprehensive inspection train, known as the Dr. Yellow. Its number is CRH 380AJ0201. It is China's first high-speed comprehensive inspection train for 380 kilometers per hour testing. This train consists of 8 cars, and each car has its own unique function. It also has a meeting room, a dining room, and a lounge. It can carry out testing tasks around the clock, 24 hours a day. And trains like this are fewer than 10 in China. Its appearance means that this high-speed railway is about to face its final test before entering service. Su Yurong boarded the Dr. Yellow early. Today, he will complete an inspection task together with the engineers on board. Testing and commissioning is the final complex test. in high-speed railway construction. For more than 50 days, over 100 test items will be comprehensively inspected. The train starts at 60 kilometers per hour and increases by 20 at each stage, so as to thoroughly test all equipment along the new railway and verify the equipment's operation at each speed level. Today, according to plan, the testing team will take Dr. Yellow up to the test's top speed, 385 kilometers per hour. This is a limit test of great importance.
We increase the speed in stages, taking it up to 385. At this extreme speed, we'll test how the equipment holds up under impact.
Whether a train can run smoothly on the track depends on many factors. When a high-speed train runs at 350 kilometers per hour, even tiny errors in the installation of the track and catenary can cause the car body and pantograph to sway. These movements can be greatly amplified, easily causing abnormal contact between the pantograph and catenary and between the wheels and rails. This directly affects the service life of the catenary, pantograph, and train. Dr. Yellow can fully record the dynamically changing data as the train operates at extremely high speed. The test data will be sent back in real time for engineers to analyze the causes and find solutions.
As technicians responsible for the catenary, we track the pantograph catenary contact. That is, the contact between the pantograph and the catenary. If abnormalities are found through inspection, we will arrange for the equipment to be investigated, analyzed, and adjusted.
The 385 kilometers per hour high-speed test will be the most important test of the interaction between the pantograph and catenary, as well as the wheels and rails. During Dr. Yellow's limit test, Fan Yuanhao came to inspect the just commissioned substation. It provides essential power support for Dr. Yellow's high-speed run.
Where we are now is Wuhua Traction Substation. This substation is the only new traction substation on the Meilong Railway. The entire Meilong Railway depends on it. Its main function is to convert the common 220 kV power into railway-specific 27.5 kV power through two transformers. Then, through the control room cables, crossbeams, and switches, it reaches the catenary, providing continuous power for the entire line.
Power at 27,000 volts is continuously sent from the substation to the high-speed train. But to ensure smooth operation at 380 kilometers per hour, one key technology is indispensable. That is the contact wire. The contact wire carries power to the high-speed train. Its cross-section is shaped like an 8. It's held by clips and hung horizontally from the messenger wire. As the train runs at high speed, the pantograph slides rapidly under the contact wire to receive stable power. This puts great demands on the contact wires, conductivity and wear resistance.
At first we relied on imported contact wire. But, as China's high-speed rail develops rapidly, we've hit 350 kilometers per hour. Foreign high-speed rail, however, is still around 300. Its materials can no longer keep pace with the needs within China. The contact wire we are using was developed in China. Magnesium copper alloy. It has better wear resistance, tensile strength, and also electrical conductivity. It can meet the needs of 350 kilometers per hour operations.
This new magnesium copper alloy contact wire took researchers 10 years to develop. It has not only greatly reduced high-speed rail costs, but made an important contribution to greener future operations, with excellent power-saving performance. 30 kilometers away, Songkou Town, Meizhou.
Does Uncle Jian still have pomelos? I want to film a pile of them.
Chuani has returned from Guangzhou to her hometown, Meizhou.
I don't really know some of the elders. The rest is fine, I guess.
It's a small village, mainly inhabited by Hakka people. Centuries ago, Chuani's ancestors migrated here from Fujian and settled down. Later, some went to Southeast Asia. They sent the money they had earned overseas to their hometown, gradually enriching their homeland.
I was born here. The older generations, my grandfather and great-grandfather, came back after making money in Southeast Asia. Back then, something like this was really grand. I heard him say that when our family moved here from the old house, people carried things along the way, firecrackers or something, I think, all along the route.
Today, this place has become a village of nearly 2,000 people. 40 years ago, the village organized residents to grow a cash crop together, bringing some changes to their lives. Every day, after the midday sun eases, it's the best time to tend the pomelo grove.
In 2002, I went to Guangzhou for university. I studied biopharmaceuticals. My work experience was quite simple. I just had ordinary jobs, nothing special. But I feel like I'm not really that engaged at work. This is our small village. Here, every household grows pomelos. For decades, we have kept expanding the planting area. Pomelos are planted in the fields and on the hills.
Pomelos are an important crop in Meizhou. The climate and soil here provide ideal conditions for them to grow and flourish. After more than 40 years, Meizhou has become Guangdong's home of pomelos. Over 90% of the province's pomelos are grown here each year.
What you are looking at is our Shatian pomelo. Shatian pomelos do not ripen until November. After they are picked and stored for a while, they turn golden yellow. The flesh tastes purely sweet.
Now, it is the season when the fruit grows quickly. Chuani's parents work in the grove every day, because several typhoons pass through here every year.
Typhoons come often. They hit the pomelo branches. If the branches cannot hold, the fruit falls when the wind blows. Then the pomelos are ruined.
My father has grown pomelos for decades. He was among the first large-scale Shatian pomelo growers. I grew up in the pomelo groves, so I have a deep attachment to pomelos. This tree is over 40 years old. This Shatian pomelo tree is huge. Its crown alone is more than 10 meters wide. It can bear over 1,000 kilograms of fruit a year. When I was still a little girl, I actually lived here, and I passed this tree every day on my way to school. After I started working, I rarely came back in spring. Around one Qingming festival, the pomelo blossom scent came into the car as soon as I got off the expressway. I hadn't smelled it in so long. It felt like my memories were suddenly pulled back to my childhood.
Chuani really hopes more people can come here, smell the pomelo blossoms as she does, and taste the big juicy sweet pomelos. But for now, transport difficulties make it hard to make a trip here. Songkou Town. In this town stands a Chinese emigration monument, established by UNESCO. Centuries ago, waterways were the fastest way to travel here. Thanks to that, Songkou became a thriving small town. People from Meizhou set sail from this dock for destinations around the world. As transport changed, roads became the easier way to travel. Meizhou, in the cradle of mountains, was cut off by the surrounding peaks. That is exactly why it ended up as a neglected place, outside the Greater Bay Area. Meizhou is a city with a long history. It is also one of the places where Hakka people set out. It is known as the World Hakka Capital. Education has always been highly valued here. In modern times, it has produced over 540 generals, over 340 university presidents and party secretaries, and 38 academicians. During the Agrarian Revolutionary War, to link the Central Soviet area with the party leadership in Shanghai, a secret Central Red transport line passed through here. But those natural barriers became a bottleneck to modern development. In the early 1990s, when Shenzhen and Guangzhou were growing rapidly, a bus trip from Meizhou to Guangzhou took 2 days. People joked it needed 3 fixes: your head, your back, and the tires. In 1995, the Guangzhou-Meizhou-Shantou Railway opened, cutting travel time from Meizhou to Guangzhou to 6 hours. In 2005, the Meizhou-Guangzhou Expressway opened, cutting the drive to Guangzhou to 4.5 hours. In 2022, Meizhou finally got trains running at 250 kilometers per hour, but the route went via Shantou and Shenzhen, and then to Guangzhou. The trip still took 4 hours. Poor transportation made it difficult for Meizhou people to go out. It became a crucial challenge for Guangdong to address uneven development, both within and around the Greater Bay Area.
The area we are in is the core of the Greater Bay Area, Guangzhou Financial City. To my right, that direction is the Pearl River. The Pearl River flows east into Lingdingyang Bay through here, and the entire stretch of the economic belt laid out along the Pearl River covers the core area of the Greater Bay Area, Guangzhou, Dongguan, Shenzhen, and the surrounding region.
The Greater Bay Area is now the 4th major international Bay Area, after New York Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, and Tokyo Bay Area. These 4 Bay Areas have the world's leading economic, financial, and tech innovators. They are 4 super city clusters and key engines of global development.
Compared with other world-class Bay Areas, ours is the largest. In terms of area, the population it covers is the largest. So it is safe to say there is huge room for growth.
At the same time, the Greater Bay Area has a strong pull. It draws in top talent and resources from surrounding areas. This has created a huge development gap between remote areas and the Greater Bay Area. More efficient transport is the key to solving this problem.
In 2019, Guangdong Province proposed the One Core, One Belt, One Zone regional development strategy to address uneven development across the province. The Pearl River Delta region is highly developed, but eastern, western, and northern Guangdong are relatively behind. That means the province is developing unevenly. That is why the Meilong Railway came into being to tackle this problem.
The key to solving this problem lies 400 kilometers away.
The Guangshan line was the earliest. It used to take 4 hours, from Guangzhou to Shenzhen. The speed was only 70 or 80, the quasi-high speed 160. I also worked on its construction. What came later were the Guangzhou-Shanwei Railway, and Guangzhou-Zhanjiang Railway. And then for Meizhou, the Meilong Railway links it to the Greater Bay Area. Look, from above, this is the main line of the Meilong Railway. That one far away, the white one, can you see it? That's where Xingningnan Station is.
High-speed rail route selection is similar to air routes. Lines between stations should be as straight as possible to get the shortest travel distance. However, the Meilong Railway chose a somewhat V-shaped route, and its two new stations are only 17 kilometers apart.
In principle, on a 350 line, stations are usually 30 to 60 kilometers apart.
Such a distance between the stations makes high-speed rail faster and more economical. This route selection principle also means that between the neighboring cities of Xingning and Wuhua, a choice has to be made. After comparing several routes, only two options finally remained. Route 1, running straight from Meizhou Station to a station in northern Xingning, then cutting straight across Wuhua County to join the national network at Longchuan Station. Route 2, extending southwest from Meizhou Station, with two stations in southern Xingning and northern Wuhua, then turning northwest toward Longchuan Station to join the national network.
Meizhou has a long history. So do Xingning and Wuhua, which it administers. Xingning and Wuhua also have large populations, around 1 million each, to serve the travel needs of people along the line. And considering the future development of both cities, stations were built in both Xingning and Wuhua.
This unusual route choice means the railway will pass through more towns, bringing more complex design constraints. Meanwhile, it provides these 2 million-person towns with more opportunities to develop. Back on the Meilong Railway, Dr. Yellow begins preparing for this high-speed limit test. 300 kilometers away, another group is also watching closely as Dr. Yellow races along the track.
Let 6597 go first. Right.
What we are looking at is the nerve center of railway operations in the Greater Bay Area. China Railway Guangzhou Group Dispatching Office. It oversees railway traffic in Guangdong, Hunan, and Hainan, covering all rail transport in the 3 provinces, 24 hours a day, all year round. It manages over 6,000 kilometers of high-speed railway, over 5,000 kilometers of conventional railway, and over 2,700 high-speed train services. At peak times, daily passenger traffic reaches 3.165 million trips. As early as the day before, every single part of this 385 kilometers per hour test had been in preparation, down to the last detail.
Meilong is running at 385. For the train set, get it ready in advance. Assign 2 drivers and prepare 2 sets of keys. Get ready in advance.
Okay, that's been arranged.
Liu Hao, your side?
We've selected the elite from previous line testing projects for this high-speed test.
Remind the high-speed railway planning desk. The train, signaling, track, power, rolling stock, and supply departments must be in place exactly as required. That requires a huge amount of preparation.
We checked. All equipment is normal.
Report any issues promptly during the high-speed test. Everyone else, start carrying out your tasks, okay?
Okay.
If the opening of the Meilong Railway is compared to a grand symphony performance, the Guangzhou Group Dispatching Office is the conductor of the orchestra. All operation plans are prepared, issued, and monitored from here.
We're targeting a very high speed. The very first thing we need to do is make sure that in its running section, there are no other trains operating.
Acknowledge it, then follow the order.
Second, for Dr. Yellow to run. Because normally, there is train speed control. We need to issue a dispatching order, so the driver can release the speed control restriction. Only then can it reach 385. If, during the run, Any abnormal situation occurs, we must be ready to stop the test at any time.
Watch the catenary. Report after it passes.
Got it.
In the city of Guangzhou, another group is also following the Meizhou Railway.
I'm from Huizhou, Guangdong. I'm a university student at South China University of Technology. I've loved trains since childhood. Now I like using photos to capture how trains look in motion.
5 years ago, Zhuolin used the money he saved up to buy a camera for himself. After that, he began a journey of chasing trains across China.
Mainly for my collection. I also post them on social media and share them with people like me. We photograph special trains together.
This summer, Zhuolin is planning a trip to Meizhou, 400 kilometers away.
I've followed this railway for a long time. It leads to an old revolutionary base and is close to my hometown. So, I've spent quite a lot of time following news about its construction.
At the moment, Zhuolin, planning his trip to Meizhou, does not know that Dr. Yellow is already approaching 385 kilometers per hour.
385.
This is a highly challenging high-speed railway. It is built in the middle of the mountains. In just 94 kilometers, there are as many as 52 tunnels, 102 bridges, and 1,428 bridge piers. Bridges and tunnels account for 83.73% of the line. And the surrounding rock masses, weathered by millions of years of subtropical monsoons, pose an even greater challenge for the engineers. Its design speed reaches 350 kilometers per hour. This sets higher standards for track smoothness and catenary construction.
Two now. Good. 386. 387. All good.
The last Dr. Yellow run of the day has just passed. Taking advantage of this brief window, Wang Kuan begins inspecting the tunnel along the line.
The drawing you are looking at now is for the longest tunnel on the Meilong Railway, the Xia-Huangtian Tunnel. This tunnel is 7,377 meters long.
For the Meilong Railway, the complex mountain terrain poses a major challenge. This area lies in the south of the South China Block. Fault zones run through it from 4 directions, leaving the mountains highly fractured. The Xia-Huangtian Tunnel alone cuts through over a dozen mountains of varying elevations. So every few hundred meters, the geological structure changes. The tunnel walls are under pressure from mountains of different heights, greatly increasing the risk of rock bursts and collapses. And that is not all. Just a few hundred meters from the western entrance, Wang Kuan and other workers were facing an even tougher problem.
This spot is an entrance to the Shahuangtian Tunnel. Where we are now is right here. This section is also the hardest one to build.
The section in question runs right through a karst cave area rich in groundwater. Soft, paste-like rock layers, together with cave voids and fast-moving underground water, created serious problems for tunneling. The engineers had to stop and work out a new solution.
Back then, we used advanced pre-grouting to reinforce the rock ahead.
Advanced pre-grouting means that before digging into the mountain, ultra-long grouting pipes are driven deep into the soft rock ahead. Then cement grout is injected, so the grout fills the cracks in the surrounding rock. As the grout hardens and solidifies, it forms a stable, solid rock structure. Then excavation can continue inside it, so the tunnel walls do not collapse. Even so, it took as long as 8 full months to get through this 85-meter section of the tunnel. Today, inside the completed tunnel, there is no trace of the difficulties the engineers once faced. A high-speed train needs just 1 second to pass through this karst section. Challenges like this were once found throughout all 52 tunnels on the Meizhou Railway. Perhaps only those who were there can feel what it was like. For years, more than 10,000 workers and engineers, all the effort they put into this project. Today is Friday. As usual, Xie Zhongjing leaves work with his sister. They are heading from their factory in Meizhou back to Guangzhou, 350 kilometers away. After graduating from university, Xie Zhongjing joined his sister in business. They have worked together for 18 years. Today, he and his sister have moved their factory back to their hometown, Meizhou. Since the factory opened, Xie Zhongjing and his sister have been shuttling between the two cities every week.
Actually, my whole family, my wife and child are still in Guangzhou, and they have to work and go to school in Guangzhou. So, for me, my schedule is a bit more flexible, not as packed as theirs. Since 2019, it has always been like this. Every week, I come back from Guangzhou to Meizhou for work. And after work on Friday, we go back from Meizhou to Guangzhou. Another thing is that our clients did not want to come. They would say, it is too far.
4 hours by high-speed railway? They would not come to Meizhou. We have an office in Guangzhou, but meeting there makes it much harder to close a deal.
When they see the machines in person, it feels different.
Otherwise, they are less confident. So this really matters a lot.
Now, the soon-to-open Meizhou Railway is what Xie Zhongjing is looking forward to most.
Yes, according to official figures published by the authorities, the travel time will be much shorter. That will make things easier. If there were more train services available, and the trains ran on a timetable that fit our schedule well enough to meet our needs, that would be really convenient.
Dr. Yellow has finished today's line test and returned to the platform. But the most important work of the day has only just begun. A meeting focused on the day's test results and findings is now underway.
How much of this number is done? Do not mix it with the others.
All the data are collected, analyzed, and sent to the relevant teams and departments. Before the next test begins the following day, they must make adjustments. This very night is their only window. Xia Zhongjing is still on his way back to Guangzhou. He is still 2 hours away from his destination. At the same time, another group of people has already gathered together. At the appointed time.
Trolley Team 6, track access materials check. 1 measuring instrument. 9 safety helmets. For torque heads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Materials check complete. This morning, the inspection train ran a full check of the catenary. We found that at Wuhua Station, some data didn't meet the standards. We have gathered the team, with special tools, to recheck the parameters. The standard for our parameter recheck is this. The contact wire below has a design height of 5.3 meters, with a tolerance of 10 millimeters. We use this catenary measuring instrument to see if it exceeds the limit, then we fix the defect.
All right. Now we lift this up steadily and shift it 10 centimeters this way.
More than 3 hours already. Almost 4 hours now. How do I feel? My back and waist are killing me.
The official opening of the Meizhou Railway is drawing closer. Zhuolin gets on a bus bound for Meizhou.
I want to find some more human-centered angles, like shooting from the rice fields or near the tunnel entrance. Such spots, I want to film from a perspective rooted in local culture. These days, I've been traveling along the Meizhou Railway. I visited some historic sites. These cultural landmarks show how deep and long-standing Hakka culture is. They also reflect the Hakkas' unity and harmony.
This is the room where Yi Jianying was born. He later became a marshal. That was used for storage. It can be opened. This is the desk they used back then. See, it has drawers.
Zhou Zhuolin is still immersed in his exploration. Meanwhile, Chen Tao is leading a testing team in preparation for another important test.
When the train slows down, the speed may drop a bit faster, or it may be the same, so it is hard to tell.
The Meizhou Railway passes through many mountains and rivers. For passengers, every section offers stunning views. However, hidden risks are everywhere. The folded terrain, shaped over millions of years, can easily cause line failures in the rainy season. That calls for an advanced train management system.
What we are doing right now is signal system testing, or ITC testing for short.
The ITC test simulates various faults that may suddenly occur on the track to check whether the train correctly responds to them in time and stays within a safe zone.
The testing and commissioning process takes over 50 days. For the signal system, it may take more than 2/3 of that time to complete all the signal sequence tests.
In this test, what we mainly do is simulate some kinds of faults. Then we restore the faults and check updates to the onboard movement authority. Through these changes, we can see whether the data follow the design principles.
In today's test, the track will be divided into 1-kilometer sections. The control center will manually set a fault in section A, making it impassable for trains. When the train reaches section C, the trackside police quickly sends a signal command to the train. The driver will follow the signal command and gradually slow down until the train stops. The key to passing the braking test is this: the train must not enter section A after stopping. It must stop right between section A and section B, within a distance of no more than 100 meters. If it exceeds the braking distance, that means the test has failed. This is an invisible task. Over a dozen departments must work together to complete it.
175 plus 271, speed limit 80.
What we're testing now is whether the design data of the train control system can match the real conditions on site. This helps improve the safety of the train control system.
The ITC test train has just passed. Up on the mountain, another challenge lies hidden. The tunnel beneath Deng Xiaomin's feet is only 2,459 meters long, but among all 52 tunnels on the line, it was the hardest to build.
The rocks we see exposed here at the ground surface are basically the same as inside the tunnel. Fully weathered granite. It crumbles easily. In tunnel construction, we fear this kind of weak rock most. Hard rock is not a problem, but the weaker the rock is, the more methods we may need to prevent deformation of the surrounding rock.
Large amounts of highly weathered granite caused major problems for the engineers.
This is a railway designed for 350 kilometers per hour. As a train passes through a tunnel, air resistance has a range of negative impacts on both safety and comfort. That means the tunnel cross-section must be large enough. The tunnel we are in is now 13.5 meters wide and is nearly 3 stories high.
This is one of the largest high-speed rail tunnel sections in China. To excavate through such fractured rock and complete the tunnel, the engineers had to be extremely careful.
The designed section has a 100 square meter clear area. It cannot be smaller than that. The excavated area is 140. We also have to make sure it isn't less than 140 square meters to meet the required structural thickness. But if we over-excavate, say to 150, the extra excavated area has to be backfilled with qualified materials, which increases the overall project cost. So we need to carry out precise control of the tunnel size and cross-section. Usually we use a 3D section scanner.
With a 3D section scanner, we can accurately detect whether, at each construction layer, the surrounding rock has intruded into the design section. It can also pinpoint the intrusion, helping guide the next steps in construction. With advanced 3D scanning technology, tunnel construction here has become much safer. At this moment, the ITC test enters a critical stage. The track fault signal is sent to the police in the target area.
Turnout number 17 is being unlocked.
As the train passes the trackside police, it receives the control command. The control command keeps instructing the driver to reduce the train's speed. The speed limit command keeps lowering as the train approaches the fault area until it comes to a stop. The stopping position must be kept within 100 meters of the fault area. The train stops at the designated position. The entire control system has passed another strict test.
Along the Meizhou Railway, I also filmed many trial run trains. These trains can be seen in many places, but seeing them running on a new line still feels very fresh and exciting to me.
Zhuolin finally captures a photo he is happy with. Shuani and her family are waiting for the pomelo trees to bloom and the fruit to ripen. By then, many people will come here to visit, drawn by the golden views across the mountains. Xie Zhongjing will have more time each week with his children.
Wait for me, little one.
The engineers are about to face new challenges. Over 16 years, they have seen China's high-speed railway grow rapidly. On September 14, 2024, the Meizhou-Longchuan high-speed railway officially opened. It brought China's operating railway length to more than 160,000 kilometers. It also turned a century-old vision into reality. With this railway, Meizhou is closely connected to the heart of the Greater Bay Area. It supports coordinated regional economic growth and has become a significant part of Guangdong's new quality productive forces.